So going on from my last video, I'm going to show you how to change the fuel sender unit or the fuel lift pump that's in the tank. So if you've got problems with your fuel levels or you've got problems with your fuel lift pump, then it's an all-in-one unit, and we're going to swap that out. It's really quite easy if you follow the right precautions. So the first thing you need to actually do is you need to remove the seat, and you also have to disconnect the battery, because we're talking with fuel here. In this case it's petrol, so if petrol is a bit volatile. Now depending on the model of C-Class you've got, you might have the battery underneath the bonnet. This is a plug-in hybrid here, so it's actually got the battery in the boot of the car. So let's go and isolate that battery. Just a quick word of warning: before you isolate the battery, you're going to lose the electrics to your central lock-in. You're going to lose the electrics to your boot here. So I've opened the window so I can still get access to the car. Now the battery on these hybrids is underneath the floor here, so you just need to pull up this boot portion if it's on an estate. Then you've got some little plastic plugs here. I'll just come closer so you can see them. So they're like that. You just pull out the top like such and then pull the whole lot out. So there's 3 of these. So we've pulled those 3 plastic clips out. I'm not sure if there's supposed to be one in there. I haven't got one in my car. Take out this sort of cardboard piece, and down here is the battery. Now we don't need to get to the whole battery, so you've got the positive on that side, the negative on this side. We can just disconnect the negative here, and that's the battery isolated. So 10mm. There we go. So that's disconnected. It's actually quite hard to do this and film at the same time. So 8mm. Start by easing the pressure off nice and evenly. Obviously if you've got oil dust, then actually make sure it's clean. You don't want to get any any dirt in your fuel tank. So those are removed. There we go. So that's the plate. So it's just pushed down on there. So it's not actually, you don't have to slide or anything, it's just pushed down there. So we've got the electrics now. So push the little tab in and then slide that off. So on that one, just pull the tab back a bit and then just push it sort of like down that way. So that allows that out, so that's the wire out. The fuel pipe, so and then push the white tab sort of in, and that allows you to remove the pipe. So a little bit of petrol dribbled out there, just to be aware of. So if you can see here, fuel pipe, and the plugs are there, fuel pipes there, and we've got the locking ring we just need to move. Now to do that you need a screwdriver and a hammer. Now there are actual specialist tools that remove this locking ring. It makes the job a lot easier. Now I didn't have one, so I'll put a link to these in the description if you'd prefer to do it this way. If you are actually using something like a hammer, then I actually do suggest using something like a flat bottom chisel is better than using a screwdriver. And also make sure when you're using the screwdriver that you're not actually going into the tank underneath. You actually just want to get onto that ring and rotate the ring. So use a bit of a heavier hammer. So let's spin around that. You have an arrow, I don't know if you can see it there, but you have an arrow, so that sort of like points to the back of the car and it's done. And then here's the fuel unit. So when you get up so far, you've got another hose on the bottom and you've got the level here. I don't know, just unplug the plugs, that plug. So twist and then squish. So twist and then squish these two. So I've got the new unit, pretty much the same. I've got to put on the float. Just clips on like this. So it's slightly different looking, this unit. So got a slightly different thing, and the fuel sender is not actually a separate unit with a plug, so it's all pre-wired on this unit. So we've got the place for the white plug there. So let's go and just fit this back in. Obviously we've got the hose to stick on there. So we've got the unit. And then we can see, just push that on like such. Got to get the float in. And we've got to get the plug back in. Make sure the wires aren't caught. So now we've got the tank in. We want to put the plate back in, so that little arrow goes to the back again. That goes over the top. So you want to make sure you're not catching any of the wires. So that needs to be held down while we get the ring on place. So once you've got it just like twisted a bit, it sort of like holds it. Just checking we can get the plugs, I think, all lined up as we took it off. Then it's pretty much reversal of how we took the ring off. Just find somewhere that I can hit it. It's a little bit awkward. So that's the ring started, but we've got to push it all the way back. And unfortunately I need to stand roughly where I've got the camera for. Let's see if I can do it while you're still on the camera. Now you can actually get a special tool to do this, makes the job a lot easier. Still needs to go a bit further. So as you can see, all this is back nice and snug. Yep. So that's that in place. So now we need to put all the pipes back on. That goes on like so, and we've got the locking pin to put back in. So that goes in that way. So the electrics go on like such. Clip that tab in place. I had to use 2 hands for that. So the locking bit just pushes back on, make sure that's in place. Both the electrics. Make sure the wire's not going to be caught by the plate that goes on top. And let's fit the plate. So 4 bolts back on. They're small bolts, so be careful not to over tighten them. And then the soundproofing in. Obviously getting over the hooks for the seats. So the seat base in, make sure you push it back to get over those clips. Like that. And once that's in place, just push it down at the front, like such. So all that's left is for me to reconnect the battery and then give it a launch to test it. So if you want to see me do a quick 0 to 60, then please click on this video above and I'll catch you in another video. Cheers.